And welcome back. Well, certain scammers prey on emotions, leading to financial ruin and heartbreak. I'm here with Robin, householder of the BBB, the Business Bureau, to talk about Valentine's Day and these so-called romance scams. Thank you so much for being here, Robin.
Absolutely, happy to be here. And sadly, this is love and money.
Exactly, perfect for Valentine's Day, but not what we want to think about this time of year. We want to think about all things love, but it's emotional time, and like we said, that can kind of leave you vulnerable.
Right, and unfortunately, dating scams are in the top 10 most perpetrated scams in our country, and the value has jumped dramatically over the last couple of years. It's gone from $1,600 in 2021 to close to $4,000 in individual losses. So this is not chump change that we're talking about.
No. So what are some red flags that we need to look out for to be aware of this?
A lot of really great relationships come from dating apps. Nothing wrong with that. But what unfortunately happens is a scammer will create a false profile, lure you in. And then the very first thing you want to look for is their attempts to get you off the app to communicate somewhere else. Okay. That eliminates the app from being able to monitor your communications and gives then that scammer a little bit more freedom to, again, just sort of what we like to say, again, groom you, if you will, into a relationship. They typically fall in love very, very fast. They try to isolate you from your family so that you're not sharing this newfound relationship, because chances are that'll be a red flag. And then typically a couple of weeks in, they'll start to either talk about a particular crisis in their family that they need some help with financially, or they'll talk about their great success in cryptocurrency. Okay. And lure you in to invest.
Definitely something you want to look out for. And this is just the way of the world now with online dating, so something to keep an eye out for. So now, how do you protect yourself from this when you're making these profiles and using these apps? What should we know?
Well, the two biggest assets you have is time and research. So for example, if you're using a dating app, take a picture of that profile and do a reverse lookup and just see if that super handsome man or beautiful woman shows up anywhere else. More often than not, scammers are using stock photos. So that's going to be a big red flag. The other is, again, do your homework. Go do some stalking on social media and see what is this person really about, and again, do they really exist? But again, as soon as they ask you to communicate off the app, it's time to break up. Okay,
good to know. And you guys have a lot of resources from the Better Business Bureau. So where can we find that and study up a little bit before you get on the app?
Sure. So bbb.org/scam tracker. That's where we track scams across the country. It's also information that's shared with the appropriate governing agencies. You can look to see if the scam is happening in our community. You can report a scam there, and there's also a scam toolkit that you can learn about how to avoid these kinds of things. Okay. But always just give us a call. Check with us first. I always like to tell Nicole, before you do business with a stranger, check with a friend. BBB can be your friend in these situations.
Exactly. I was just going to ask that. So if you're on the app and you see this, do you block the person? How do you go about that? But for sure, make the report, and you can just call the BBB.
Absolutely. And also realize that, yes, block them. Scammers don't hang around much if you ignore them. They just move on to the next, unfortunately, victim.
Okay, good to keep in mind. Robin, thank you so much for being here. We have all this information over on our website, WKRN.com.